Hello everyone, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life, and we need to talk about Chantel. Because as a viewer and a content creator, I try not to be too judgmental, and I usually don't like accusing someone of being desperate. But we're only 3 episodes into the season, and I feel like Chantel is leaving me no choice. So Chantel has split with her ex-husband Pedro, they've been divorced about 6 months now, and now she's back on The Single Life, where we can all watch her and her really annoying and extra friends try to help Chantel get her groove back. On the first episode, we saw Chantel go to a bar, talk to a couple guys, end up making out with a dude who rides a motorcycle. And on the second episode, we saw her meet a professional Greek football player named Giannis, whom, despite having no on-screen chemistry with, she apparently really likes, which leads us to this episode, where she and her little giddy gaggle of gremlins drive 4 hours across the country to meet up with wherever this Giannis guy is from for another date.
Find her something to wear. Come on, Mooney. Push me back here.
And the fact that there's a second date at all surprised me, at least. I don't know about you, but when I was watching their first date on the second episode, it seemed completely mediocre to me. They're at the club, they get introduced, we learn that Giannis is a football player, which is soccer for us Americans.
Football. It's football. Yeah. Soccer.
It's soccer, yeah.
Soccer, yeah.
We learn that he's never been to the United States and lived in London for 3 years playing soccer, that he hasn't been married before, and yeah, that's it. That's all we know about him. And it feels extra awkward because they only have like 2 minutes of screen time on the whole episode. And the majority of that time is them just looking at each other like, yeah, so where are you from? Cool, yeah, me too. Yeah. So yeah, you want to get a drink?
Okay. Okay, good. Let's go get a drink, yeah? Okay.
And then they keep cutting to Chantel, who's later talking about how Giannis is amazing and super attractive and how he's #1 on her list.
Giannis is definitely at the top of my list. It was electric. It was sexy.
That date was electrifying and sexy. You see what I mean? Are we supposed to believe this? And I know this is a show and we're subject to whatever editing they wanted to show us, but did they just cut out all the scenes where they had chemistry? And hey, maybe they did. But with every one-on-one we've seen with Chantel so far this whole season, if she's not talking about how whatever guy she just met is the coolest and sexiest thing ever, then she's either talking incessantly about how all of her wildest dreams and fantasies are totally gonna come true because this is a foreign country and everything is so beautiful and romantic and amazing and fairy tale.
I want a man who's super successful, compassionate, patient, commitment, generous, hung like a horse. I want so desperately to have everything that I've ever wanted, but better. Hopefully, this turns into more of a fairy tale.
Or she's being pretty creepy and openly fetishizing all Greek men. She's in Greece, looking for her Greek god.
Greek gods. Greek god of a man. Greek god. Greek god.
A strong, Spartan, sexy, muscular, washboard abs.
Strong men. Spartan. Spartans. Sexy. Muscles. Nice body. Washboard abs.
And she describes her ideal Greek man, which is already weird, and describes looking for someone that has the career and the character and the cucumber, which, again, gross. She refers to that perfect person as her Greek salad.
The perfect Greek man would be called a Greek salad. It would be the career, character, and the cucumber.
And that all just feels so gross to me. You know, what if me and my annoying friends were going to South Korea or something, and the whole time I was talking about how I wanted to find my perfect little Korean temptress, my little K-pop idol, real toned with high cheekbones, and I'm gonna call her my little kimchi stew or something. If I was talking the whole time about how I was super excited to date a Korean woman finally, that'd be creepy as hell, right? I know that the premise of a show like 90 Day Fiance is that it's an American person dating someone who's from a different country, but you can just say that you're excited to go on vacation and go to a beautiful place with beautiful beaches and all that and just look forward to meeting people there. You don't have to refer to every guy in Greece you meet as a Greek god Spartan Greek salad. But possibly, unfortunately for Chantel, I don't know if her fetishization, God, that's such a hard word to pronounce, fetishization of Greek culture is even unique to Greece, because she seems to have these fantasies about everything. She keeps saying how she's so adventurous and just wants to feel alive, and international relationships are so romantic.
International relationships are so romantic. It's like Romeo and Juliet and poetic, which is what draws me into the mystery.
Yeah, her example of fantasy romance is Romeo and Juliet. And she says it's just the curiosity that gets her so interested, and just having someone that she might be interested in is just the best thing in the world.
Just the idea of a new prospect, someone on my roster, is just so exciting.
And hey, you can have your fantasies. If you just like going international and meeting people there and that's just more fun for you, then okay, you do whatever you want. But it's fundamentally the same problem that we've seen time and time again on the show. When someone romanticizes the idea of being abroad, as if going to a different country makes everyone magically different and everyone is suddenly really compatible and have a totally different definition of love. When you have this idea that because I'm on vacation and I'm on a beautiful beach and the people here are foreign, that this must mean my dreams will come true and we're actually compatible and we're gonna have a great marriage. Not only is that a fantasy that's just not based in reality at all, but it also objectifies whoever you're with at the time. Because Giannis is just a guy, and yet she's projecting this Romeo and Juliet, Greek god, Spartan person that's going to be the love of her life and turn her rom-com into a fairy tale. But he's just a guy that's from another country. That's it. And when you look at him and you see all those things that he may not be, you're not really seeing him for him. You're just seeing an idea that you have in your head that you're just projecting on a screen in front of him and saying, look, this is a Greek god. This is a whole Greek salad. This is my everything. This is my prince. And when you see all of that, you're not seeing the actual person, Giannis or whoever it is that's actually there. If she just wanted to go on vacation, meet some people, go on some dates, have some fun, whatever, then that's fine. And I wouldn't be sitting here making a video about it saying it's desperate and problematic. But because this whole thing is contextualized as this one big romantic getaway to find the man of her dreams that's going to solve all of her problems, it only leaves me with two possible explanations. One is that she's so desperate for attention or a partner or whatever it is that she actually believes that these immature fantasies of hers are real and that's how she actually thinks, in which case, desperate, delusional, problematic. Or this is some combination of scripted or incredibly exaggerated for TV. Chantel actually knows this and is playing into it, but they maybe are doing it a little too much because this is seeming kind of bullshit. Personally, I don't have much of an opinion about which one of those I think is more accurate. Like I said before, I haven't watched the early seasons. I did not watch Family Chantel. I'm totally going into this blind. I don't know who Chantel is before this season, but I have gathered from some sentiments online that it seems like at least some amount of people don't think Chantel is very smart. I don't know anything about that. Watching a TV show, you never know how much of it is played up for the camera or an accurate reflection of the person behind the screen. But there are a lot of times when she's talking in the one-on-ones, and when she describes things, she describes them a little slowly, and I think it's because all the plastic surgery and Botox, there's not a lot of movement in the face. And because there's not a lot of movements and she's from the South, maybe talks a little slower, it does sound kind of dumb.
Just the idea of a new prospect, someone on my roster, is just so exciting.
Now, I'm not making a judgment on her. I'm not saying I think this. I just think maybe that combination could give that impression to some viewers. So maybe she's not the brightest bulb in the box and really is kind of how she portrays herself. But like I said in my first video on the season, my first impression of her is that she seems very good at talking to the camera and setting stakes, using very dramatic language, and has a natural way of storytelling, which could be why the producers like to put her on new seasons and give her own show. So I don't know, maybe she's a delusional mess, maybe she's more clever than we think and this is all an act. But I think we could all agree that it's very dramatic, pretty over the top, pretty extra and annoying, and with this fetishization stuff, fairly problematic. So Chantel, whatever you're doing, maybe just tone it down a little. That's all I got for today's video. Let me know what you thought about Chantel and her situation here in the comments down below. And if you're a regular viewer and come back every Saturday morning to find this new upload, you might be surprised to find out that I actually uploaded 2 videos this week. The last one was Thursday morning. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to give that a watch. And until next time, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my content, make sure to hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell for notifications, and every comment helps the algorithm. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.